Hey traders, good to see you again. Just doing a follow-up video on the static I did yesterday, that 60-minute analysis on Bitcoin, where we're just in the dead middle of a range, $1,500 range from 9,500 to nearly 11,000, and we were forming some downsloping price contraction. We had some 60-minute bullish divergence. We rejected prices lower than this trend line multiple times, and then even back tested when you got back in it, right? And yesterday I guess there was some selling that went on just to only make a higher low after the little impulse, and you're continuing on. You actually did get a little overbought, up around 10,366, and that's okay. Again, 60 minutes, no bearish divergence yet. So maybe the theory of the harmonic is, coming to be, where, you're from A to B. Now you're maybe going from B to C, trying to develop some sort of a lower high, or maybe even a higher high, offshoot chance, right? We don't know yet. But you just think with common sense that there's a major resistance up here. Maybe the rally would continue up until that point, maybe 10,700. I mean, it doesn't have to, right? Because the criteria for these patterns between a 382, which we're now at. We've hit a 382. We're actually at a 44% retrace. But again, from a 382 to an 886, the criteria. So where it could stall out any time and start selling off again. But you'd think maybe not. Maybe it's not done yet rallying. Okay, good stuff. Look, what you want to see on the 4-hour. What happened, man? Well, we've used this 75% trend line on the of the equidistant channel, this teal downsloping trend line before, as a support a couple times, resistance before. You broke it, and you've now back tested it. When you back tested it, you began to rally. So not bad. Pretty good to see. The overall idea of the potential much larger bearish cipher still in play, right? You've made a higher low than your previous low, and something very important is coming up, right? I think in time we're gonna see what we're made of on Bitcoin. I mean, you were running out of room, chat. Like, it's just, look where the downsloping resistance is of the equidistant channel. This is the downtrend. This is what signifies it. It's like, oh, what's TA? TA's fake. It's like, no, it's not, man. It's like you were contained inside of a downtrend, and this is the geometrical trend line of it, and it's only at 10,660 or so now, right? So look out if you really do want to hit that 786 of this pattern. Great short opportunity, but it may not sell off at 50% before rallying again, because if you get out of the correction, hey, good stuff can happen. I mean, that means like the continuation of the uptrend can occur. So look, man, I think go to the daily. Let's just go to my tether chart real quick, so you can see what's happening. I mean, it's, yes, price contraction, right? The higher lows, the lower highs, distribution, but some form of accumulation happening. People have the inclination that it's some sort of descending triangle, which, hey, I completely understand. Definitely, they've got an argument, for sure. But, I think with it being higher lows with the lower highs, I think there's still a chance for the bulls. But it's just like almost a coin flip at this point. And like, how do you even trade these patterns, right? Like, the closer to the bottom of the triangle, one can go long, right? The closer to the top of the pattern, they can go short, right? So like 15K is the measure move, right? Just have a stop below the previous wick. I mean, that is a way one could look at it, right? If you ever got a chance to get back down there. But I think we're back testing right now a previous area that was crazy resistance. Look, we fell below it, popped back above it, back tested it, and now we're trying to reverse our price action. But again, man, it's not even There's just no way of knowing yet. All right, that's a way to look at it for going long. And then for going short, all right, fading the top. Well, where is it? Oh, sorry. Get a chance if it wants to rally up there. Can't remember the measurement of the downside. Didn't memorize it. Hold on. So measure moves like, okay, 5,600, 5,500. So, and you don't have, look, you can definitely measure different ways. That's just a good guiding tool for like how large this consolidation is normally how big the moves come to be after they break out. So there's just, there's no, you know, I don't think there's a real good way of knowing for sure which way we're breaking. But I know, of course, people will tell you that, yeah, certainly there's a way of knowing for sure. But I'm just showing you in this video, like, how you can approach a symmetrical triangle. We'd approach this symmetrical triangle the same way on any market, right? You know, fading the top of them for shorts and longing the bottom of them with decent stops at the, you know, at the bottom, and then riding it to the upside. But again, you know, maybe something to think about is like maybe not taking a long, right? Down there at the bottom, right? Maybe wait for a breakout and then confirmation of the breakout, right? So say, for instance, if it does go up and it breaks out, we would wait for a back test. And that is where a breakout buy, you could take a long there, right? And just have a reasonably loose stop or tight stop, whatever your preference is, maybe below the trend line. But, you know, we know the measurement of the upside. Oh boy. It's going to be, again, like 15K. That's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, there are just many ways you can trade patterns. You can trade patterns before they break out, try to get at the lowest risk areas. You can trade the breakouts and the back tests. And you can do the same thing on the short side. If it breaks out, hey, you may never get a back test if it breaks the downside. So that's it, man. Just, I guess it's just kind of a video on how to play a triangle. There are multiple ways. And it's not our job as technical, using our analysis to predict the future, especially with a pattern like this. Look, man, maybe if there's a falling wedge, maybe there's a bullish Gartley, you know, down here after getting destroyed with weekly divergence, yeah, I'd have a stronger reason to believe we'd break to the upside, which we did. But up here, it's very, very difficult to say which way we're going. I think it could go either way. And I think you can trade it one way or another. So, and that's what this video is for. So if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, respect the TA.